Hey guys, I just read a couple of articles and I would like to share it to you. All this is happening at the same time. The Atlantic in trouble right now. Iceland, New York, and I believe Puerto Rico. And it's all in the Atlantic. Iceland has declared a red alert, an imminent volcanic eruption to occur. New York declared an emergency, mass flooding. And I believe it's Puerto Rico, if I'm not mistaken, Barbuda, and other areas just experienced a 6.6 magnitude earthquake. All this is basically in the Atlantic. So there's trouble going on right now. There's great shaking happening in the Atlantic. And I do believe it is a great warning, especially what's going on in New York. And guys, this is, again, once again, volcano, flooding, and earthquakes. Three of the most dangerous, catastrophic you can think of. All right. These are biblical events. All right. And it's all happening all at the same time. So let me just read this one here. All right. So the earthquake that has struck, this is a 6.6. It was 10 kilometers. And I'm surprised that there wasn't no tsunami warning because this thing was not deep. I mean, we're talking about 10 kilometers. This should have been a tsunami, but there was no tsunami put out. Major earthquake strikes in Atlantic Ocean, once again near Barbuda and Puerto Rico. So this, again, a magnitude 6.6 earthquake has struck in the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Barbuda and Puerto Rico, etc., etc. Now, the earthquake took place at a shallow depth of only 10 kilometers. Tsunami computers are crunching the data to see if a tsunami warning may be needed. Now, here's the thing, guys. I lived in Puerto Rico, and I lived like in the southern part, and that's where all the earthquake occurs. And I used to live in Salina, Puerto Rico. One of the biggest fear is earthquakes, and then of course the hurricanes. But earthquake is something that we don't want to feel, especially in the island. And of course, somebody want to experience the ground shaking, especially other parts like California or Indonesia, Japan, those areas that it's so prompt to seeing earthquake and stuff. But again, Puerto Rico, it's like one of the islands that we get hit really, really hard. So again, to experience something like this, again, guys, like I said, and especially it was felt on the fault line. This can actually trigger something much more bigger. So are we going to see what's going to happen these next couple of hours or days? Hopefully again, we don't see nothing coming out of this one here and it just dies off. But whenever there's a big earthquake like this on the fault line, it could be bad news. There could be some more quakes that could happen in other parts of the region. Now, we are praying for the people out there in Puerto Rico. Once again, let me just show you a map. I don't think you guys be able to see this one, but let me just kind of bring it up anyways. So that's that star right there. It's not too far from Puerto Rico. It's not too far from the Dominican Republic. So again, like I said, guys, I'm in shock that there was no tsunami warning. Once again, that's where the earthquake occurred today in the Atlantic Ocean. Now we're going to go with the next one. Follow me on this one because this is, once again, it's happening in the Atlantic. Now, I did talk about this, and this, again, the link will be in the video if you guys want to check out the news. Emergency declared as heavy New York flooding kills one. Now, some people saying that the numbers are rising. I don't see the number of death rising. It's still at number one. It was a woman that she trying to leave for her home, and it seems like the water just came and just took her. And It was her, and I think her dog was taken by this massive amount of water just coming down and just taking cars and taking houses. Again, like I said, my deepest condolence and prayers to the families and friends that lost their loved ones. But again, when you see stuff like this, the first thing that comes to people's mind is fear, and it's really hard to control that fear. It's really hard to see, all these catastrophic events. You see massive water coming towards you inside a house, and sometime and fear take the best of you. That's why you have to, again, take it easy and control yourself. Head to the upper stairs, and I know it's really hard, but again, guys, just be aware that when stuff like this happens, you got to make sure you kind of stay cool, because fear is only gonna bring mistakes. And again, like I said, my deepest condolences to the families and friends that lost their loved ones. So once again, guys, I'm not going to be talking about this in this video. The link will be in the comments box. I already talked about it. But emergency has been declared in New York. So multiple counties is under a flash flood warning. And you have multiple damages are being reported. State of emergency, once again, declaration issued in New York State. All right, so okay, so we're gonna go with the next one here. This is gonna be the final one. I believe this one here is like the biggest one. Okay, Iceland volcano erupts. You have experts raise aviation alert to red. That is the highest. Guys, this is the same area, if I'm not mistaken, Iceland. Experts are saying that this area could break in half, and one piece can end up going to the east coast of the U.S., bringing in massive tsunami and just causing catastrophic. The other piece can end up possibly somewhere in the Canaries Island or somewhere in Europe, who knows. But let me just show you the map really quick. This is Iceland, and there is a line in the middle of it that if it snaps in half, again, one piece is going to hit the eastern part of the U.S. and the other piece is going to end up somewhere in Europe. But I'm not saying that it's going to happen now, but there is a crack going on in there. And with this volcano erupting, it's not a good sign. Once again, this is happening in the Atlantic. So you got volcano, you have flash flooding going on, and earthquakes. Okay, so it says here, you have swarms of earthquakes have rattled parts of the areas in Iceland. We previewed this in a note titled Earthquake Swarm Rattles Iceland, as experts warn eruption could occur within days. In fact, days later, AFP news agency just reported volcano erupts near Iceland capital. Well, again, guys, it put out the warning, and it came true. And now they are saying that it's going to get a lot worse. So you have meteorological office has just raised the aviation code to red after the eruption northwest. The main airport is nearby and said there are no flight disruption. From web camera imagery, there are visible gas emissions and the beginning of a lava glow. Here is unconfirmed footage of the volcanic eruption. Now, let me just play this video really quick here, guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but I truly apologize. Once again, this is daytime. The only thing you see is like a big chunk of cloud. Those are smoke. That's basically the smoke. At nighttime, it'd be a different ball game. All right. So here's the magma flow. That's just the tip of it. Now remember the Canaries Island? Remember La Palma? Cumbre Vieja volcano? I mean, that thing was like this. And you guys already know that Canaries Island, again, La Palma, uh, they seen that eruption going on for like 3 months. So it says here, let me just read some of this part really quick. So it says a volcano is erupting for the third year in a row in the peninsula near Iceland capital. So today marks 323 days since the 2002 eruption ended. Now in 2010, nearly all flights in Europe and across the Atlantic Ocean were halted for a week as ash from this volcano sparked one of the most significant air traffic disruption in peacetime until the CV pandemic in 2020. All right, so that's where we are right now, guys. Experts are putting this alert red. So it's very important, guys. They're basically saying to stay alert. Make sure you have your bug out bag ready just in case. They still have flights going on. So again, guys, I would keep you updated on this story. But again, you have 3 events going on right now: New York, Iceland, and you have the earthquake that occurred near Puerto Rico. So all this is basically in the Atlantic. And you guys already know with the submersible of the Titanic. So there's a lot of things happening in those areas. So again, I will keep you updated on this story, but please do me a favor. Pray for the people out there in New York. They have seen a biblical flooding that hasn't been seen in over 1,000 years. I mean, that's huge, guys. That is really huge. So please pray for many people out there and pray for the people in Iceland. I think the population there might be small, but again, according to experts, that area eventually one day is going to break in half. Just like the Canaries Island, the volcano could literally collapse or break a piece of the island, falling into the Atlantic Ocean and causing a great tsunami wave. According to experts, if that ever happens, then Florida will be underwater, and multiple states will be impacted. Which again, I don't think it's going to happen in our lifetime. There's a possibility that's going to be during the time of tribulation, where everything will be all catastrophic and God's wrath and so many other things. So again, this is where we are right now, guys. Please pray for a lot of people, and I will keep you updated on this story. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Give a life to Jesus Christ and get baptized. We are living in tough times. Till next time later. Peace.